All right, so today we are starting with Nasu's favorite character from the summer, and now he has a different problem because before the Grand Extra Class came out, he wanted both Arquid and Alco as his Grands. Now he has to choose between Arquid and Shiki. Oh, the pain that man has to go through. He already has to choose between Shiki Saber and Saber, so that man has to go through the choices. Such is the burden of being Nasu. But time to actually talk about Moon Rabbit. And if you're curious why she's called Moon Rabbit, you just look at her third ascension. And if actually the sprite is better, yeah. So if you see there, that is a hammer. If anyone like has watched anime, you probably heard the story of the rabbit pounding Mochi on the moon. Probably not directly through the anime, but characters mention it like either directly, like in Dragon Ball, because like there was that carrot guy that got shot up to the moon, and I'm pretty sure that was Akira Toriyama's take on it. Yeah, that carrot guy, the guy that turned you into carrot in Dragon Ball. But this is very appropriately Shiki taking the role as Princess Kaguya. And to show the bias, just look at look at the traits that Shiki has and to like try to tell me this was not Nasu saying I want to level this character as fast as possible. And then like the devs were like, all right, bet. Because Shiki has costume owning, animal characteristics, and living humans. That is 3 of the CEs. There's 3 of the CEs already that Shiki has. So literally, Shiki is waiting for one more CE, and then she gets maxed out. But yeah, stay in first ascension or costume 1, and you get all the traits. It's going to higher ascensions that gets you less, which like makes sense if like because this does look more of a divine form. Like you just look at her eyes. Yeah, no, you look at her eyes and you're like, oh yeah, no. That like it's like the divinity showing, or not the divinity. Yeah, no, I really don't know what to call it because I haven't watched Garden of Sinners. Like I actually don't know what it means when her eyes turn blue. I assume we're talking about Void Shiki when the eyes turn blue. That's my assumption. But I gotta watch Garden of Sinners. That's probably gonna be happening later in the year though. But to come back to it, you know how I know Nasu had a hand in this? Why does she has existence outside the domain? Genuinely asking, why does she have this if it wasn't Nasu saying, I want this character to be super good? The Nasu bias. I'm telling you. I'm not gonna deny it because half the shit in the game gets better when people listen to Nasu. Alright, so we're kind of working this backwards. Base attack, low. This is actually surprisingly low for a 5-star. I kind of started noticing it like as I'm doing 90 plus plus that like my Tiamats are critting harder than my Shiki, and yeah, no, that's that 2,000 attack lower. Yeah, checks out. Sounds about right. HP very high to compensate though, so at least that's where her attack is going. It's to make her tankier. MP charge 0.44%, and she has 4 hit arts card, so yep, makes sense. Alignments change based on the costume, so chaotic good and neutral balanced. That's the reason I didn't bring up like the lawful good or female lawful good or female lawful craft essences because she doesn't get them. Even though she changes alignment based on ascension, can't change it to lawful. Like I'm pretty sure even Nasu would have been like, yeah, no, just make a new CE for her. So yeah, chat. Don't. I would not be surprised if we get a CE for like neutral or balanced soon. Yeah, honestly, we're getting a new C in a week. If it buffs up Shiki's bond points, we all know it's Nasu. Hit counts 5 hit on quick, good. 3 hit on the Buster and 5 hit extra attack. So upstairs, like the main weakness is definitely over here in the attack and possibly MP gain. Although while I'm doing my farming, like I haven't really run into issues with refund. If anything, actually, like Shiki has been surprisingly good with refund. So I don't know. She's felt good for me, and I've been using her with double Tiamat. Uh, and mine's only MP1 too. Like my only issue is literally damage. But yeah, no, knowing that her base attack is this low actually makes a lot of sense. It's part of the I don't know. Like I thought about grailing her, but at the same time, it's like it's actually gonna make that node harder, the 90 plus plus if I grail her, because then she's just gonna kill the Mahanaga or what the divine snake thing that like strips all your buffs on the 90 plus plus. Like right now, MP1 with double Tiamat is barely killing that thing. So not being able to card after just makes it harder to MP it against Vlad. But again, that's situational stuff. You build around it. We got to move on to the skills. So, first skill, anti-purge defense. Pierce's solemn defense. This is what Hakuno has on her MP. And of course, because this is Shiki, Nasu is going to be give it to Shiki. Which, okay, in Shiki's defense, it always does make sense for her to have like the piercing for like a long time. Like literally, she has Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. So it makes sense that she can't do it all the time, but most of the time she can pierce through defense. Now she can't pierce through dodge. That's just how the triangle works. Sure, like dodge is definitely the weakest, or sure hit is definitely the weakest because it only pierces dodge. Um, but at least Invul Pierce did get countered somewhat. I don't know if they're actually gonna buff up sure hit. I don't think they should. Um, yeah, I don't think they should buff up sure hit, but like it's good that they're. I really don't want to say that they're gonna start making some defense enemies. I really don't want to say that because they're gonna do it eventually. Once more characters have anti-purge defense in their kits or get it buffed, they're gonna start throwing out enemies that have this. Just letting you guys know ahead of time. 30% arts, 200% insta kill success rate. Oof, oof. I forgot I was gonna use Shiki for insta kill farming. Yeah, but I actually forgot. So probably taking her off for the event and just using you, Olga. Yeah, that would make more sense. Anyway, gain stars, and it's 20 stars. So yeah, Shiki is like an arts crit DPS, and she does actually work pretty good with Tiamat. And like this star, if we're doing double Tiamat for the 90 plus plus, it helps you. Like this star bomb does help you if you need to like crit to get like one of the Tiamats up to 100. Like say one of them doesn't have their append unlocked, like just crit right before you MP with Shiki. Second skill. So normally when characters have like two different modes, I tend to treat each mode like almost a second character. But for Shiki specifically, like this is like so cut and dry what she does. Like there's no point. So under the moonlight, her MP changes to AoE. By default, her MP is single target. You have to pop this skill to change it to AoE, which is a good thing because it means that if you only want AoE, you have an AoE MP until you forcibly change it. So I do think like this quality of life is helpful, and I know some people were like, okay, but say I want to be swapping back and forth. you're gonna have to reduce the cooldown for that, which is something you can do. But reducing the cooldown also means you're not using supports that you probably like. Shorty, probably like for Shiki, because Shiki is arts and cooldown reduction is on Tamamo's MP and Vitch and Alco. And if you're going for Alco, that is so much extra steps, it's not even funny. Like, literally, bringing Alco just for cooldown reduction for an arts DPS, like, you have to bring, like, K-Scope or some shit. Like, that's the extra steps. That's what I mean by extra steps. It's either AoE batteries or you're bringing K-Scope. But, yeah. So, along with the 50 battery, you get, if you choose to go AoE, you get debuff immunity for 3 turns. If you go single target or choose to stay single target, buff removal resistance 100% for 3 turns. Okay, wait, seriously, did every single character in this... Did every single summer servant that came out this year actually have buff removal resistance? I'm telling you, chat, we're about to get a boss that's gonna strip your buffs like every turn. I swear to fucking God. That's what they're building up for. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Watch it fucking happen, chat. Alright, third skill. So, if you're AoE, popping the skill, 30% attack, 30% MP damage, invo for 2 attacks 3 turns, and overcharge 2 stages for 1 time 3 turns. So yeah, running her with double Tiamat, you kind of do actually have an overcharge problem where you do have way too much. So again, going back to that 90++ node, if you can probably get away with not popping this turn 1, you should probably do it. Otherwise, you're going to waste the overcharge. Because Tiamat gives 2. If you run double Tiamat, you have like +4 to overcharge. And then at that point, it doesn't matter who's MPing first. Everyone gets 500%. And since you can't go beyond 500%, might as well not even pop this if you can get away with it. Because again, this is just damage. If you don't need the damage, and the overcharge is something that would help you, maybe just like hold off on this. But if the overcharge doesn't matter, then don't even have to worry about it. But if Shiki is single target, attack buff stays the same. But she gets 50% crit damage, heals 3k, and reduces her own skill cooldown by 1. Like, I do like the fact that it reduces cooldown, because that brings this down to a 5 turn, but a pen 5 brings it down to a 4 turn. So any 2 turn cooldown reduction would let you double pop, and this is like same thing. So I know before I was saying like don't bring Alco, but like Alco, there, like, if you only need 2, like Alco could like set you up for an MP. Yeah, no, Alco is like 50% with a cooldown reduction, just like Vitch, but hers is AoE. Yeah, and if she's doing that AoE, then that also means like one of the Tiamats has to go away. Which, like, honestly, it's fine. Like, double Tiamat doesn't need to stay on the field. She get like the charge per turn and the stars per turn. Pretty sure Tiamat gives that to each individual character. So even if you swap one out, you're still getting all the buffs. So yeah, and then you might have Alco's AoE battery might have Tiamat pop again. She doesn't need to, but it's just like, if you actually want to max out on crit damage, that's what you probably would do. All right, moving on. False. Fucking Nasu. Actually fucking Nasu. Debuff res 20%, 12% crit damage, star gen up 4%. Existence outside the domain false, and by this note, it does actually count as existence outside the domain. But we know what that trait means. It means you're from Servantverse or outside the universe. This was Nasu saying, I want existence outside the domain on Shiki. I want to use Van Gogh with Shiki. Yeah, this passive is also why you start with single target. It's defined here. So there is no situation where Shiki can ever there's no situation where Shiki can ever not have one of these buffs. They're unremovable. They're unremovable, and like you, the player, can only swap them. Like, can you actually imagine if Shiki would actually be fucked if the enemy could remove this? All right. So, appends, mana loading, and skill reloading, standard stuff. If you plan on using Shiki more as a single target DPS, sorry. If you want to use her as more as a single target, get extra attack. Moving on. So, the effects of the MP don't change. It only changes whether it's AoE or single target, and the scaling is like standard for that. Like normal, like it's not like janky MP scaling where like it's like hitting lower than normal. Nope, proper scaling. Lasagna seems to be done with that shit. So, super effective against Sky attribute. We don't see this that often. We see anti-Earth. We see anti-Man. We do not see anti-Sky that fucking often. Sky is also like very heavily associated with divinity. And there are a couple Avengers here that are Sky attribute. Okay. Yeah, so wait. Oh, she gets a power mod. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so MP single, the MP symbol just means it is it's a super effective, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So Raikou is their skill, Durga's is a power mod. You're against servants. Yeah, no, both of these are against servants, and then Nobu. Again, like I'm saying that it's not that common, and I would definitely say this is not common. We have what 12 servants out of 450. How many of them are anti-man? I actually don't want to figure out that question. It is probably way more than 12. Like, let's be honest, it's way more than 12 that have anti-man on their MP. And that number is only going to get bigger as time goes on. 60% chance to insta-kill and a 10 battery on at the end of the MP. And for overcharge, it's raw MP damage. So, yeah. If you're running double Tiamat and you pop this too early in AoE, you are literally wasting the overcharge. You are actually throwing away not that much MP damage, but you're throwing away MP damage. So again, like referencing the 90++ again, it's like 3 to 5 enemy like berserkers with like 80,000 health. I don't think even an MP1 Shiki needs help killing that. Not if you're, again, I'm using double Tiamat. I'm not running into problems. In the next wave, I'm having a problem not killing the enemy that's 400,000 HP. So I'm pretty sure you can get away with not popping this and be fine. But yeah, just to show, like nothing else in the MP changes. But I do want to talk about the overkill. I mean, not overkill, insta-kill. Okay, right here, 144% on 80%. This is about how much. This is about Domin's insta kill success rate against the storm pods, for QP. So while I think, not even think, I know. While I know Shufu is better catered to doing these nodes, would not have a problem insta killing either. The issue for Shiki is literally that she doesn't have like slow charge like Shufu. Like Shufu, in my honest opinion, I think she is the best insta farmer when it comes to single target. Like double Domin Shufu, like all you need is the mage's mystic code, that 20%, and you don't need anything else. Um, Yeah, like Shufu has split battery, and plus slow charge, so it just like it really does mean that like she's just able to do nodes like this like without extra help, and like you don't have to use command seals or anything. Because right now, if you go double domain, you really like the third DPS doesn't matter. You just pop a command seal on domain and like you're still clearing it in 3 turns, and you still sorry, brain fart. Yeah, you're still clearing in 3 turns, and like if you only need command seals to do storm pods, it's fine because you'll get them back at the end of the day. It's not like storm pods are that actually hard. And if you are running into a difficulty that day, just come like where you don't have the command seals. A, just face card to get to the MP, or B, just wait till tomorrow. So yeah, if you don't have Shufu, and I know not everyone does, I'm just like bringing Shufu up as the example because best for the job. Shiki can definitely do this job. But again, the issue is literally just getting to her MP, and if you play this game, you know what it feels like to get bricked on your carding, to literally get all of your cards in the last turn when that is the last thing you fucking actually want. Yeah, so don't even need to bring Soya High School, which is the mystic code to symbolize Tsukihime. Makes sense why it's as the insta kill. But yeah, no, this mystic code is overkill with Shiki for that purpose. It's only when insta kill chance starts getting to the 50s that you actually have to start worrying about it. And yeah. Oh yeah, I have to my storm pods today. I need to farm these because my Shiki is not getting to 9 out of not getting to 9 until I actually get this done. All right, Bond CE 30% MP damage. Again, chat Nasu MP gen up 30%. Why are these numbers so high? Why the fuck are these? No, oh my fucking god. Shiki literally gets Castoria's MP gain on her Bond CE. Are you fucking kidding me? Chat. When Nasu has bias, Nasu has fucking bias. Holy shit. Yeah, definitely for this video, I'm putting grand candidate. I don't see how I can't when this character with a Bond CE literally lets you have like whatever kind of character you want, whether it's single target or AOE. Shiki has it covered with this Bond CE. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm thrown off with that. That is so fucking stupid. Like you have support Bond CEs, you have good Bond CEs, and then you have the Bond CEs for characters Nasu actually cares about. All right, I would, yeah, I'm gonna take a break and start streaming relatively soon. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.